You can live life two ways. You can face reality, or you can choose to embrace your dreams and live life to the fullest, even if it ends up being all in your head. But what do you do if you want to get those ideas out of your head and onto paper? I'm here to offer you some suggestions on how to effectively do creative writing. There's a lot of things I could say because creative writing is such a broad topic. But in this video, I'm going to give you basic tips for, say, writing a fiction or non-fiction novel, or maybe even a poem. It's my goal to let you take this advice and let you use it in more ways than one. Without further ado, let's get started. First tip, proper vocabulary. Now, I don't mean grammar or anything like that. What I mean is, don't say the same generic word too many times, but don't use anything too complicated. For example, instead of using the word surprised all the time, try changing it up. Words like shocked, astonished, startled will be great, but they also depend on the scene you're writing. However, don't go overboard and try to show off your linguistic prowess. If you include the word petrichor, not everybody's going to know what that means. In fact, you may have just gone to Google or a dictionary to find out the definition of petrichor. But that's the last thing that you, as a writer, will want your readers to do. Keep them engaged. Don't leave them confused. Second tip, unnecessary words. This one is rather self-explanatory. There are many times in which you can combine two or more words to make just one or two words, or simply removing a word altogether. Some examples are pick up. Turn those two words into one word, lift. Or rather than saying she began pacing, write she paced. After all, this she person didn't likely just take one step and stop. She's continually doing it again. This is situation sensitive. Related to that, try to avoid sentences like he was walking. Try he walked. Also, examine this following sentence with me. There are 9 people who have auditioned for the part of Raoul. In those few words, there are already so many you can take out. This phrase has 12 words. A better version could have 8, or maybe even 5. This is how it would sound. 9 people auditioned for the part of Raoul. In conclusion, if there are any cases in which a sentence sounds the same with one or more words taken out or combined, do it, as long as it won't complicate your point. Thirdly, senses are key. The reader likes and, believe me, wants to connect with your story. If you want to describe a location, don't just state its physical characteristics. Does this place have a sort of musty, dank smell? Is there an eerie creaking coming from the inside? Try to appeal to as many senses as possible, but don't overload the reader with them. Moderation is truly best. Lastly, write with the thoughts of your character. I admit, I did and I still do have trouble grasping this concept. Let me explain. If you're writing in the point of view of a little kid, say 10 years old, use words and thoughts and actions that a 10-year-old would do. In this case, what I would do is make this 10-year-old think critically about whatever problem she's in, like I would in her shoes. But I realized I had to let go of what I wanted and let the kid do what he or she thinks is right. He or she may stutter because it has absolutely no idea what's going on. It might burst out crying, admitting defeat. It may just run away. What's important is this: let the character write the story. All the writer is good for is literally putting it on paper. Get to know who you're writing with. A technique I found useful was interviewing one or more characters I had trouble with. I asked them basic questions, difficult questions, maybe even questions I didn't know the answer to. Work on familiarizing yourself with them. In the end, if everybody in real life leaves you, they'll still be there. So make sure that you at least know them. Thank you so much for listening. This is my first ever video, not including a lyric video I did. But this is the first video where I actually talk. So if you enjoyed this, I'm going to be making more videos. The next one's going to be not about words, but just about scenes and concepts in general. And then the one after that, if I get to it, is going to be about making your book ready for any editor or publisher.